welcome to another episode of the Verde Valley Experience. I'm your host, Jennifer Cowan. So pleased to have you with us today. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, another great show. You know, it's the Verde Valley. It is amazing. I wouldn't want to live anyplace else. We have so many great people and things going on and organizations and things to do and things to see. You got to just stick around because we're going to talk about it all today. So our first guest today, we have Yvonne Rochon, who is the president of the board of directors for Desert Star Community School. And then we also have Joseph Giletti, who is a 6th grade teacher from Desert Star. Now we're going to talk about their new community building. It is so amazing. The community hall project is super. This little school that could basically started from this little tiny seed. It's grown into this huge flower. It's amazing. So we're going to talk about what's going on at the school and what's going on with the community hall project and how you can get involved. Our next guest is going to be Rae Ebeling. Now she is the Tomato Lady. I know it's kind of funny, but that's how she's known about the Verde Valley, is the Tomato Lady. She's going to talk about the Seed Savers workshop that's happening at the Cottonwood Community Library on May 26th. We're talking about creating heirloom varieties of different vegetables, ones that are specifically grown and tolerable for this type of climate. It's a really interesting program. If you're a gardener, you're going to want to listen up and get involved in that. Then we'll have with us Donna Chesler and Mary Beth Barr. She is going to be here. They are going to talk about the 53rd annual Jerome Historic Home and Building Tour. Yep, it's that time of year. I love that tour. They're going to tell us what's new on the tour this year. Some new exciting things, of course, have come up, and you're going to hear all about it first and get ready for the tour that's happening. Then we get to talk about Cattle Drive Cookery. Yes, we're going to go on location courtesy of our sponsors at Cat and Verde Links, and we're going to talk to Verde Valley historian Bill Cowan. Now he's got the most amazing setup for traveling around and doing Dutch oven cooking for campouts and talk about cattle drives and all kinds of good stuff. You won't want to miss that. That's a lot of fun. And of course, we finish our show with a musical interlude. We're going to have Mike McReynolds with us. Mike McReynolds, he is a local Verde Valley musician, really fun guy. He's been around forever, plays with a lot of really cool people. I know you're going to want to see him. Okay, let's get started already. Jeez Louise. We have with us Yvonne Rochon. Thank you for being here.
Yes,
Joseph Giletti. Thank you, gentlemen. I know we rushed you right out of school today to get you on the show, so thank you for rushing over here. Now, I happen to know a lot about Desert Star Community School, but some people may not. It's a wonderful little Waldorf-inspired school, but please do tell us a little bit of the background for us, Yvonne.
Okay, we're like you said, a Waldorf-inspired public charter school. It's tuition-free. And we've been around since 2006, so we're 12 years old. And we've been at our location in Cornville, off of Cornville Road on Recycler Road, since 2007. Mm-hmm. And yes, we serve approximately 185 students from all over the Verde Valley, 5 different school districts. We have children come to our school. Mm-hmm.
And it's a great campus, and you've grown exponentially suddenly. I mean, just a few years ago, you got extra classrooms.
Yes.
And now you have the community hall that's just come up, just been opened, just been christened. An amazing project that happened in part by a loan that the school got, but also the community helped out in ways on that, didn't they?
Yes, yes. So charter schools in the state of Arizona don't get any funding for classrooms or for purchase of land or purchase of buildings, so we have to find other ways to come up with the funds for those kind of things. And we found we were able to get a loan from the Department of Agriculture from their rural grant program, and that's allowed us to build a beautiful community hall.
Mm-hmm. That's excellent. Involved inside of that community hall, it's a multi-purpose room. So what kind of things are going to be happening in there?
First of all, to me, is to feed the children. We have a commercial kitchen that was donated to us from a chef. And we have children, some very poor children, and we have children that come to school without having had breakfast and without any lunch. And it's really, really hard to learn math when your stomach is growling. So for me, I'm very, very happy that we're going to be able to feed the children now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's amazing.
Second thing is it's a small gym. We have like a basketball court. So for PE, we will be using that for the children to be able to play and to do their physical education.
Sure. When it's Arizona, you know, it's either hot or it's cold.
Right. Or it's raining sometimes.
Right. Sometimes
we wish a little bit more about it.
I know. So they get to play indoors and keep healthy that way. And of course, the beautiful stage. Tell us a little bit about how Desert Star involves the arts in its teaching, Joseph. It's really impressive.
Well, one of the ways that we distinguish ourselves as a Waldorf-inspired school is by including the arts, as you said, as part of our daily lessons. We would consider it teaching to the heart, and by that I mean including studying of art and music during a normal morning lesson, and creative movement. These are part of what's happening every day. In addition to the standard, we teach the Common Core standards for English and for mathematics, but because of our inclusion of the creativity, we're also having critical thinking skills happening and creative problem solving happening. And so that creative element is, I think, what makes us special.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I completely agree. And now that you have the community hall, you have a place to put on these plays versus the classroom, which was wonderful, but now you have this beautiful professional stage to do all kinds of things. So you must be very excited as a teacher. Absolutely,
because also drama, being one of the arts, is what we love. And so now we can put on our class plays instead of all crouching into a classroom. We have a beautiful stage and beautiful lights. And we're able to now invite community members to see what we're doing and to watch our shows. And we do have some upcoming shows coming up in the upcoming weeks.
Right, you do. On May 11th, you have the 6th grade play, which is happening at 6 p.m., and that's open to the public.
Yes, it is. And that's my class. It's Tales of King Arthur. It's really exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we certainly are inviting the community to come check it out May 11th, Friday at 6 p.m. right at Desert Star.
Way too much fun on Recycler Road there in Cornville. And I know that there's also a play for another grade as well that's going to be happening on the 17th?
Yes, on May 17th, almost a week later, the 7th grade will be presenting their play of Galileo. So there's two opportunities for the community to come see this new building and to see the arts that we offer at Desert Star.
Is there a charge to come see the plays?
Well, we have a suggested donation of $5 per family as a fundraiser, but we take any donation. We'll take a dollar or a quarter.
Okay, cool. And the funds, where are they going to go?
They go to our class budget, because in a Waldorf school system, the middle school classes will raise their own funds to go on a special 8th grade trip. So they generate the majority of the funds for that themselves by things like this.
Sure. It sounds like a lot of funds need to be generated all over the place.
We try to make education fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how are you doing as far as the community hall project goes, Yvonne? Are you good? Are you still looking for more donations? Do you still need the community to step up somewhere and help you out?
Certainly. Donations are always accepted. We're a nonprofit, so they're all tax deductible. And we're looking for money for different things. A projector, a screen that will come down automatically, so we can show presentations in the community hall also. More food, definitely, for the children.
Sure, to be part of the lunch program and the breakfast program.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so exciting that you have a commercial kitchen now and a cafeteria. You know, the kids don't have to eat outside on the picnic tables anymore or on the playground. That's amazing. Such growth the school has had in the past couple of years alone. What you're doing there is just fantastic, and the faculty and everybody gets involved, and you know, it's quite impressive. And the community hall is really impressive. You got to go check it out. Great website too, by the way. You can go to desertstarschool.org, right? That's right. Okay, I have it here somewhere. Yeah. But check it out. Of course, all the information about the school is there. How are you doing on enrollment these days?
We have 185. Yesterday they decided they were going to close the VOC school, and so we've already had several. More than a handful of families already coming to check it out, to bring their kids there. Yeah. So our maximum is 215 right now, so we suspect that we'll be at around 215 for next school year.
And what do you see happening in the next school year? What's the next project now that you've conquered the community hall? Where are you going now?
Well, now we have a chance to interact with the community, which is something we really wanted to do. And so, and not just be a school out there alone, people wondering what we are, but really inviting the community to come to do education for adults, you know, to finish high school for those who haven't. So that's kind of things we're thinking of for the future.
How fantastic.
And then performances, where we begin performances, it's another, you know, I think maybe the only venue of that size perhaps in Cornville for music or art or plays.
That's true, and you've got a sprung floor there. Isn't that correct, Joseph? You've got a sprung floor in that. What school has a sprung floor? I mean, come on. You guys are just rocketing. That's a really wonderful that you're figuring out ways to involve the community in the school, because really it's out in Cornville. It's kind of set to its side. It takes care of itself. It's nice and quiet. And now to bring the community in and say, look what we can do. I mean, if you haven't seen kids do a play, you've got to go. Nothing is more heartwarming and adorable than watching kids tromp around on stage. And am I correct in saying that you wrote the play? Is that correct, Joseph?
Yes.
You wrote the 6th grade play. That's amazing.
And that's also showing that as a teacher in a Waldorf system, we want lifelong learners for children and want to instill a love of learning. It's the same for the teacher, because we have to dedicate ourselves to learning the arts and to practicing them on a regular basis. We teach art and music and social studies and science, math and reading, and that involves a lot of work on the part of the teacher. And some of the great things that come from that is that you end up developing a class play that's just perfect for that class, so that all the kids have roles that will match them and they'll have a lot of fun on stage.
Yes, I bet all the kids have a lot of fun at Desert Star. They really do. If you look through the pictures, they're all so happy. Check out desertstarschool.org. If you want to get involved, if you want to donate, you want to help the Community Hall Project, if you've got a projector or a screen, or what else are we looking for? Any of those things, desertstarschool.org. Cafeteria tables. Come on, time to help out. There you go. So we've been talking with Yvonne Rochon, the president of the board of directors, and Joseph Giletti, the 6th grade teacher. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Continue the good work.
Thank you, Jennifer.
We'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
Paul Stanley here with Stanley Steel Structures. We offer shade structures that provide style, value, and performance. Our Equinox louvered roof opens and closes to give you the ultimate patio experience. We also offer Alumawood shade covers that looks like wood but lasts like steel and never needs painting or maintenance. Visit us at StanleySteelStructures.com. Contact us today and be covered tomorrow. Stanley Steel Structures. Let us add some space to your place.
Nothing personalizes a home like paint, and Jps Paint Center is your paint pro. Featuring durable interior and exterior paints from Benjamin Moore. Jps Paint Center can help you find the perfect shade, and they're experts in color matching for any project, including their selection of automotive paints from standard to extravagant.
JPS Paint Center.
Find the perfect paint and all your paint supplies too on Main Street in Cottonwood.
Northern Arizona Mortgage Corporation is your local choice for personalized home loans, and they've been doing it since 1986. They help home buyers obtain FHA, VA, USDA guaranteed rural housing, and conventional loans. From start to finish, they offer a safe in-person application process with licensed loan originators. Contact Shelley White Collier at northernArizonaMortgage.com or call 634-4251. Visit their office, located at 707 East Mingus, Suite 601, Cottonwood.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. I'm now here with Rae Ebeling, also known as the Tomato Lady. Rae, thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
How long have you been involved with the Garden Club?
The Garden Club is 10 years old this year, and I was at the first meeting. There were about 8 or 10 of us, and it's only this year that we're really getting to try to be organized, bylaws. We haven't even had officers. It's just been a bunch of people getting together, talking about their gardens. Sometimes we have a program, a speaker, but people love to talk about their gardens.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. And you're going to have a presentation, the Seed Saving for the Verde presentation, that's happening at the Cottonwood Public Library, and that's happening on May 26th from 10:30 to 12:30. And you're going to be leading that.
That's a Saturday morning at the Cottonwood Library. It's in connection with the Seed Library, which is at the Cottonwood Library. And the whole idea of a seed library is that you borrow the seeds, grow them out, save them, return them to the library so other people can borrow them. So eventually, if done correctly and everything, we would get Verde Valley heirlooms, in effect. Seeds that are acclimated to the Verde Valley, which is a challenging growing environment.
Certainly.
This is not like trying to grow a garden in Iowa, Ohio, whatever, you know. This is a challenge, so it helps to have acclimated seeds. If a seed has been grown in Maine or Georgia, is it going to be very happy growing here in the Verde Valley? No, it's going to say, what happened?
Right. I see how that works. Okay, so I plant in my garden some tomatoes per se, and then I save the seeds, and they grew well, and then they bring them back, and then they give them to someone else who then grows them, and they grow a little better. And then down the line, you know, it's nature's way of genetically modifying something to fit the area.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And humans have been doing that for millennia. Some of the best tomatoes that do well here were developed, as they say, in Russia.
Huh.
Now, you wouldn't think, but they have, because it's cold, this is Ukraine we're talking about, because it's cold, they have to develop quickly. And because of our heat, they have to develop quickly. You wouldn't think that a tomato from Russia would do well here.
I see. That's,
it's sort of surprising.
How interesting. You must have a vast amount of knowledge within, huh?
Well, not really. But I moved here. When I moved here, I grew up on a farm in Maryland. I don't remember gardening being particularly difficult. And I moved here from New Jersey, so I planted some tomato plants. And of course, New Jersey's called the Garden State. Tomatoes do really well there. And I planted tomato plants here. It didn't take very long to realize, whoops, this is not. This is a challenge. And that's when I got into this. And Janice Montgomery, who started the Garden Club, got me growing different varieties of tomatoes. So I've grown over 50 different varieties of tomatoes here to try to find ones that would do well. And then certain ones I've saved the seeds for, as many as 8 years. So that's 8 generations getting acclimated to our climate.
Now, what does it take to save a seed? Is it as simple as just put it on a paper towel and dry it off, or is there more to it?
There are 2 real challenges in it. One, you do not want the seed to have crossed with something else so it doesn't breed true. So if you have a squash, for instance, squash, you have bees are going around. You have big squash flowers. Bees are going around pollinating the flowers. So you have this kind of squash, but it could be that a different squash over there, that pollen came in and pollinated that flower. That will not affect this year's fruit, but would affect the seed for the next year.
Wow.
I once got some seed that was supposed to be a winter squash, and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I said to Janice, what do you think this is? She said, I don't know, but it's not what it's supposed to be.
I did not know they could crossbreed.
Yes, that's so. Now, then the other thing is to make sure you have seeds that will sprout, and that depends on the kind of vegetable. I specialize in vegetable seeds, but like a tomato, you have to put through a fermenting process. Otherwise, the seeds would sprout in the tomato, right?
Oh.
A tomato is a warm, moist thing that the seeds would grow in. So there's a special coating in the seed, and so you have to go through a process to remove this coating that will then let the seed sprout.
Wow.
Other seeds, it would be like a cucumber. Say you get a cucumber, you grew it or even got from the store, except most of what you find in the store is a hybrid, so it might not breed true. You're going to pick it at a nice size to eat, but the seed is not ripe yet. So if you want cucumber seeds that are really going to sprout well, you need to let that cucumber get bigger and bigger and bigger until it's no good to eat anymore. So it depends on the kind of vegetable as to what kind of. Now some seeds, like if you grow arugula or something, arugula just grows, the seeds just sprinkle. If you let it flower, they'll sprinkle out, and then I was getting 3 crops of arugula a year under a mesquite tree where it just automatically grew. So some seeds are really easy, and some seeds are more difficult.
I had no idea. That's amazing.
There's a lot of satisfaction in growing it and then saving the seed and then growing it again. It feels like your grandchildren after a bit, you know.
That's wonderful. Well, if you want to know more about seed saving, you've got to check out Rae and her presentation that's happening at the Cottonwood Public Library on Saturday, May 26th from 10:30 until 12:30. It's in the DDE Wold room.
Is that how you say that?
The DDE Wold room. You don't have to pronounce it. There'll be a sign.
I wouldn't even be able to spell it. It's a strange looking word, isn't it?
It is. But check out the seed saving for the Verde presentation. You can tell Rae Eppeling is just amazing, the Tomato Lady. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to go to your presentation. Check it out. It's at the Cottonwood Public Library. If you want more information, check out the library's website at ctwpl.info, or you can give them a call, 634-7559. Check out what you need to know. Check out the library. You can check out a book and check out the seed saving presentation.
Yes.
Rae, thank you for being here. You're
welcome.
awesome.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. You know, Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
Lease it now with Sears Hometown and Outlet. Right now is the perfect time to take a closer look at leasing. Leasing's a great way to get more. Choose from thousands of items throughout the store and online. Pick out at least $199 worth of items to start a lease and take home the brands you love with no credit required. It's simple. Take home what you want, when you want it, and leave satisfied.
Come see me, Lisa Peterson, your local store owner, and our great team at the Cottonwood Sears Hometown Store.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now here with Donna Chesler, who is the Vice President of the Jerome Chamber of Commerce, and Mary Beth Barr, who is the Director of the Jerome Chamber of Commerce. These ladies are here to talk about the 53rd Annual Jerome Historic Home and Building Tour, one of my favorite tours in the Verde Valley. Any excuse to go up to Jerome. I absolutely love it. Thank you very much for being here, ladies.
I'm happy to be here.
Oh my gosh, 53 years, Donna.
53 years. We haven't been doing it the whole time.
Well, yes, of course not.
I'm glad you clarified
You'd have been
that.
like in the womb. Which is, you never know.
You
but
never know. Yeah.
Wow. So what's new and exciting this year at the home tour?
Well, let's see. Probably the most exciting thing for this year is going to be Katy Lee's house. And Katy Lee, she died this year at the age of 98. And she was a very well-known Jeromean and an icon in the world of environmental activists. And her home is right on the main road as you come into town. It's the Blue House, and it had a sign on it that says "Sing." And she used to be a folk singer, and was very well known in her day as a folk singer. So I think it's a very interesting property. It sort of rambles, has beautiful grounds and all different levels and a crazy staircase, and I think people will really love seeing that one.
That's true. It is a standout property because having come up to Jerome for the past 8 years, I've always seen that house and thought, Sing, that's funny. Wonder why that says Sing.
Right.
Wonder if that's their last name. Well, geez, if I'd have known it was a folk singer's house, how cool is that? Of course, there's nothing not cool in Jerome. There's nothing boring. There's nothing normal, Mary Beth. How long have you been in Jerome?
I permanently have lived there 4 years.
All right.
I've been coming up for 20, and every time I came up, I never wanted to leave, so finally I didn't.
I hear, good for you. Good for you.
The other nice thing about the home tour is there's some really old houses on the tour this time. There's 1901, 1904, 1912, 1914, so we've got a collection of really nice historic homes this time.
I do. I love going and walking through homes, and it's so great. The doors are open. You can walk in, and it's, you know, a self-guided tour inside the house, but there's a bus that takes you to each one.
Yeah. Right.
And then there's parking at the lower end,
Yeah.
and you get picked up and you get bussed around. So there is walking involved. Of course, it's Jerome.
Yes, and this is a good thing. People really do love walking. So in this particular tour, there are 4 houses that are all within walking distance, which I think people are really going to like.
Oh, yes.
Still, wear comfortable shoes, and you're going to be walking up lots of steps. It's not handicapped accessible.
Right.
And you're going to be walking down a hill, and then you're going to be walking up steps, but you're going to be able to go at your own pace for these 4 homes. And parking, by the way, it's in the 300 level. There are lots of spots up there, so people shouldn't be afraid that they're not going to find a parking spot. You go through town, there'll be signs, and you go past the new fire station, and you go out to the 300 level. And then when you get there, there's going to be a school bus, which we have loaned to us from the town of from the Clarkdale schools.
Oh, fun.
A little bus. It's going to run continuously just from the 300 level to Spook Hall and back all day long. So you can get easily from the parking lot to Spook Hall, and then you can get back to your car.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for working that out. That's really great, because we do wonder sometimes parking in Jerome.
Absolutely.
So there's a shuttle running from the parking to Spook Hall where the tickets. But really, should we get our tickets in advance? What do you think, Mary Beth? I mean,
well, it probably speeds up the process a bit because your name's already on a list, and they cross you off and put the wristband on, and you're done.
Right.
So you don't have to deal with the credit cards or cash or whatever.
There we go. And we can get tickets at jeromechamber.com?
Absolutely.
That's right. And then there'll be a will call line when you get there, and you'll quickly go through that line, and you'll sit down, and then you'll wait until your group is called, and then you'll go and you'll get on a van, and then you'll start the tour.
Right. It's highly organized.
Yeah. It's pretty organized.
We try.
We try.
And admission is $25.
That's correct.
It's absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
And it's relatively go at your own pace as far as the tour goes.
You can take a long time, and if you really loved it, you want to sit on a deck. There's some places with really cool views.
Very nice.
If you want to sit there and relax, you can. Some places are going to have refreshments, like the Haven United Church is going to have fry bread, which is really delicious.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we have refreshments back at Spook Hall. We have lemonade and cookies and
nice.
water. There's water at
water
every stop.
available at
Water
every stop.
Yeah.
That's good, because you could work up a thirst with all that hiking.
Absolutely.
And if it's warm.
Yeah.
Excellent. So admission is $25. It runs from 9 to 3 Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
Is
And
that
when
correct?
we say 3, we mean the last tickets are sold at 3. But if you buy your ticket at 3, it's still going to take you a couple hours to get through it. But that's the last ticket, so you have to start by 3 o'clock.
Now, how would you say, if you took it at a moderate pace, how long would it take to do the tour?
On an average, probably a couple of hours at least.
At least 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about it is you go to the parking lot and you are taken care of until you're finished with the tour. I mean, you're driven around everywhere. You're not rushed. You can spend as much time as you want at each house, or as little, and just go down and wait for the next bus that's dropping people off and get on it and go to the next house.
And with your wristband for the tour, you can get in free to the Mine Museum, which is going to have a very special exhibit about Katy Lee.
Excellent.
They're just putting it together. And they're going to have a replica of this Sing sign, which NAU has taken the Sing sign off the house, but you'll get to see it at the museum.
That's great.
They also have some personal artifacts of hers, and some of her music will be playing and that kind of thing. So there'll be a little bit more if you want to find out more about Katy Lee.
That's a wonderful addition.
It
It's
is.
a great museum alone.
Yeah, it is.
And with the addition of Katy Lee, it's got to be just
And this is kind of a special memorial exhibit that we put together in the museum for her.
Very nice. I know Jerome is such a small, tight community. When you lose one of your members, it's really a heartbreak for everyone.
Yes.
You guys have had a hard year there.
She was a treasure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good for
And
you
we
for celebrating
have our
her.
own our own flag lowered at half mast whenever we lose one of our own.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, she was a special one. So that's wonderful. We get to see her home. We get to learn more about her from the inside, which is really super. We get to go into these historic homes, and It's the best thing ever. Thank you for doing this every year. I know it must be a lot of fun to organize.
It's a huge lot of work, but we have fun too, though, because it's nice to see people enjoying the town when they come up.
It is very enjoyable. If you haven't done it, what's wrong with you? Why haven't you done this? It is the best thing. Check out the 53rd Annual Jerome Historic Home and Building Tour. It is Saturday, May 19th, Sunday the 20th. The first bus leaves at 9. The last ticket is sold at 3. You can take your time. It's a lot of walking. It's a lot of up and down stairs, tight little spaces. It's not handicap accessible. Sorry about that. But wear comfortable shoes if you come. There's going to be water available. If you want to get tickets online, jeromechamber.com. Of course, you want more information, jeromechamber.com. Thank you very much,
Thank
Donna,
you.
for being here.
Hope to see you
there.
there. Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll see you there for sure.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
A1 Supreme Moving is your Verde Valley hometown movers. Trust your valuables to a family-owned and operated company with 31 years of moving experience. A1 Supreme Moving offers packing services. Fully licensed and bonded, your belongings are insured at full replacement value. Ask about teacher and vet discounts, as well as redecorating and holiday prep services. A1 Supreme Moving has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. For Supreme service, call A1 Supreme Moving at 634-0963.
We Organize You serves the entire Quad City area and the Verde Valley with custom cabinetry, including kitchen, garage, laundry, custom home office, and closet systems. Stop by their showroom in Chino Valley to see how they can make your home more convenient and valuable. It's time to get reorganized with We Organize You. For more information, go to weorganizearizona.com. That's weorganizearizona.com.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. Something special for you today. This is so exciting. I love this. We're now here with Verde Valley historian Bill Cowan. We're out here at the beautiful Sedona Heritage Museum. And Bill, you've brought your wagon, and boy, she's gorgeous. Tell us a little bit about your wagon.
My wagon is a 1903. We haven't been able to figure out what exact the manufacturer was. There are over 15,000 wagon manufacturers, but we have figured out that it is within the first 5 years of the 20th century.
Wow.
And I have had it for about 8 years.
She's gorgeous. Now, what you've done with it is made a period exact replica of a Chuck Wagon.
Correct.
You know, with all the modern technology we have and the politics we have going on, it's really easy to forget that not that long ago, this was eaten out.
You bet, yeah. And interestingly, I participate in a number of Chuck Wagon cook-offs, and so period authenticity is, they pay, you know, there are prizes for having the most authentic wagon.
Wow.
So you try to have this whole list of items that would have been along on a trail drive.
Now, besides looks, this is actually functional. You do Chuck Wagon cookouts for various different events. We've got one coming up on May 19th here at the Sedona Heritage Museum, their 20th anniversary. You're going to be here doing that. What do you do when you go out and you demonstrate what it would have been like to be on a cattle drive and supplying the food for everyone?
Well, when you participate in a Chuck Wagon gathering, they give you 35 pounds of beef tips. They give you those types of supplies that you would have had along on a cattle drive, and you provide meals for 50 individuals, and there is money awarded for meat, beans, biscuits, dessert, and bread. So
wow.
you cook a full meal. But that's used to make money for, you know, fire departments or cities that are hosting the Chuck Wagon gathering. In fact, there's a Chuck Wagon gathering this weekend down in Wilcox, Arizona.
Right. I bet that's way too much fun. And everything is cooked in these cast iron pots.
Yes.
In the coals.
In a period, you know, back in the day, and if you look at the historic photographs of the roundups back in 1906, whenever they started having cameras, you see period Dutch ovens almost exactly like this. Dutch oven, and traveling was a almost every wagon train would have had somebody who had a Dutch oven. And Dutch ovens, in fact, were originally made by German immigrants who welded a rim around a regular cast iron.
Really?
And they did that so that they could put coals on top without it falling off. So it was simply an evolution of traveling in a wagon.
Oh, so that's the difference for the Chuck Wagon cooking. You got a rim on your Dutch oven.
Yeah, that holds the coals, and whenever you're making biscuits or cobbler or something like that, almost all the heat comes from the top. So.
Well, that's something you don't hear every day. My gosh. So how would it work 100 years ago? It's a cattle drive. You're coming down from Munns Park. You're heading towards the Verde. What's the job of the Chuck Wagon fella? He goes ahead of the group, did you say?
Well, depending on where they were going, he would either go in front or in back, depending on how hard it was to get the cattle moving, etc. There was usually, there were shipping centers locally. Originally, the railroad came through in 1882 to Flagstaff, and cattle would be driven from various places up on the mountain into Flagstaff, into Belmont, into Williams, into various places or to the slaughterhouse that was in Flagstaff if they were going to, you know, sell direct. But mostly they would drive them up there, and they would be shipped then via rail, either back east or onto the west coast.
Wow, that's cool.
And what the Chuck Wagon, during the drive, the Chuck Wagon cook, he was the cook, he was the dad to the young cowboys, he was the doctor, he was the, you know, sort of judge, and he established the regulations and kept the ethics of everybody. And he made lots of biscuits, often, particularly at Roundup. There would be a Chuck Wagon set up, and the whole community, there were no fences in the beginning, so all the cattle ran together. So they would all come together, and that's how, if you've ever interviewed many of the old timers, they're all intermarried. They're all intermarried because they were all the young cowboys, and the women, for that matter, were all together on these roundups. And you set your eye on some guy, and you saw him at the dance later, or vice versa. It was the way that it was. But the cattle were also inbred, so everybody ran together. And the Chuck Wagon cook was usually an old man. He was somebody who couldn't ride anymore. And so, and he was then sort of the father, the psychologist, and he made great food. And he'd get up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. They would want to leave by daylight, and so he would make biscuits. A lot of times the cowboys didn't come back until dark. And so on a roundup, he would be in the same location for 2 or 3 days. And the cowboys would take biscuits in their saddlebags, and that would be lunch.
Right. Oh my gosh. So biscuits, cobbler, all kinds of chili and beans, and breakfast. What was for breakfast back then?
Breakfast was usually flapjacks or something like that. There was also, they would kill or often an animal would be injured during roundup and also in the cattle drives, and that animal would then be killed, and he would provide meat, and they would make a big pot of stew and or chili or something like that often would carry along in the wagon. And you weren't particular necessarily about what you got because he fixed what he could.
Well, flapjack sounds good to me. So.
Right.
And who doesn't like biscuits and peach cobbler? And did you cart chickens or did you just cart eggs?
Actually, neither. The one, they had along canned tomatoes. They would have had a few eggs to start with. They had canned milk, and basically everything else was reduced to flour,
dried,
brown sugar, molasses, and that kind of thing. So the guy had to be fairly creative.
Oh my gosh.
And also, because he was like part of the family, he did the best that he could, and there was no complaining.
Of course, you didn't want to be the cook.
Right.
The saying is, if you complain, you have to cook next time or wash the dishes. So, Bill, thank you for sharing all that with us. Really appreciate that. Bill Cowan, Verde Valley historian. Check out May 19th at the Sedona Heritage Museum. Bill will be here. Come try his cobbler. We'll be right back with the Verde Valley Experience, so don't go away.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley in Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride!
I'm gonna walk in my own shoes. I'm gonna row my own boat. I'm gonna walk in my own shoes. Maybe I'll learn how to float. I'm gonna walk in my own shoes. Then I can sing my own blues. I'm gonna go down my own road. I'm gonna walk my own path. I'm gonna walk in my own shoes. Then I'll know where I'm at. I'm gonna walk in my own shoes. Then I can sing my own blues. Wait a minute, ma'am, you keep telling me. You keep telling me how to live. You never know where you're going. Hell, I think I just keep coming back. Yeah, keep coming back. in my own shoes. Then I can sing my own blues. I'm gonna walk in my own shoes. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna walk in my own shoes. Yeah. We all need to walk in our own shoes. We need to carry our own weight. I'm gonna walk in my own shoes. And try not to be late. I'm gonna walk in my own shoes. Yeah, then I can sing my own blues. I'm gonna walk in my own shoes. Yeah, then I can sing my own blues.
I love it, blues man. Yeah, I love that. Mike McReynolds, thank you for being here, accompanied by the lovely and talented Chris Baldwin. Thank you for joining on the bass. Really appreciate that. Wow. It's you know, when you see a really good blues man, it's moving because you get it. You played that song so well. I didn't recognize that song. Whose song is that?
That's mine.
That's yours. That's a great song.
Thank you.
I really like that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you can really feel it. How long you been singing the blues?
All my life.
Oh.
Living it too.
You know, to be a good musician, you got to go through it, don't you? Because where's it going to come from if you haven't?
Yeah.
And it takes something to sing the blues. So how long have you been playing?
Oh, I think I started when I was 11 or 12.
All right.
And played in bands when I was young in high school. And actually, I think I was in middle school when I first started, and then we played in bands all through. So I've been kind of playing around for a long time, you know. Not always consistent, but, you know, here in the last 10, 12 years, 15 years, I've been hitting a little more than I used to, so.
Well, that's great. Very good. Has it always been blues?
No, I do other stuff, you know. Yeah, you know, I just love, there's something about the blues that I just love. You know, I've always been in love with it. You know, I used to run around with this kid, you know, and I'd always say, you got to suffer if you want to sing the blues. And that's kind of how it's how my life was, kind of. So it's been nice.
Well, there you go. Well, now you get to turn it around.
Yeah.
Because you've got the gift of music that you can share. Where do you play?
You know, I used to play out a lot. And here in the last few years, I've been kind of doing stuff at home and recording at home. You know, the whole media's kind of changed, and so I've been kind of trying to adjust to it to a point. But then I live out on the river, and I kind of just you know, I do other things. So you know, music's been always my passion. It's just a matter of where I do it. I've got to play, like here coming up, I have to play at the Bob Dylan tribute.
Yeah, look at that. He has to play at the Bob Dylan thing now.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest musical events of the year.
Yeah.
And you're going to be playing that. That happens at the Old Town Center of the Arts.
Yes.
On his birthday. Is it actually on his birthday?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yeah. The 19th.
The 19th, May 19th?
Yeah.
Wow. Very timely that we got you on.
Yeah, and I
isn't
got to
it?
play the Tucson Folk Festival Sunday. So.
And he's got to play the Tucson Folk Festival.
Well, I like,
I
you know.
I like how
love,
you say it,
yeah,
though. Like, oh, I got to play this thing.
Well,
good for you.
Yeah.
Those are no small venues.
No, but God, I just love doing things like that because you know, it's kind of like I like to be able to. I used to do all those 3-hour gigs and stuff, you know, for a long time and stuff, and I like doing those hour and a half or less, and maybe even a couple songs, but just be able to put it all out there in a couple songs like this thing.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you have any recordings out there that we can listen to?
I don't know if I want to share them all. I've recorded quite a bit. I just, you know, I'm kind of like, I think this year I'm going to start really working on putting out. I've got a real good idea of what I want to do on a couple new albums, and I've got a couple old stuff, but I don't have it really for sale or anything yet. And,
okay.
Yeah.
I think you're too modest.
I'm kind of like a dinosaur, you know. I just this new media is really, you know, I still carry a flip phone, so you know.
Sure. Well, sure. All good villains do.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
So you're not down with like CD Baby and all those other.
No,
things.
but I'm, you know, hopefully this year I'm going to do that.
There you go.
You know, I'm really that's something I'm trying to strive for. So.
Well, there's something to be said for old school.
Yeah.
There really is. An old school musician is a rare bird at this time, but it's also a good thing because you're more true. You're not out there selling yourself.
Yeah.
So you're playing just for the joy of it, just for the expression of it. So how long ago did you write that song?
2 years ago, I think.
Oh, so it's a pretty fresh one.
Yeah.
Love that. That's great.
Yeah.
Do you know just a ballpark how many songs you've written in your lifetime?
Oh, probably 150.
That's pretty good.
I've got, actually, I think that I've got about 5 really good quality songs. I got a lot of good songs.
You're too
modest. I really do. Well, to me, there's some that just, you know, are kind of over the top where people remember, and those are the ones that, you know, I kind of listen to what my audience likes, but there's songs I really like that maybe some of them don't. So
right,
you know.
Sure. I'm going to be walking in my own shoes in my head for at least a week.
Sweet.
So, but it's a great song. I absolutely love it. What's the next song you're going to play?
It's a Chris Isaak tune.
I love Chris Isaak. Did you know that about me? I love Chris Isaak.
No, I didn't,
Thank
but
you for doing
there's
that.
a lot of people that do.
Oh, yeah.
And I just fell in love with it a long time ago, and so I learned how to do it. So.
That's great. Well, if you want to find Mike, you can check him out on Facebook, Mike McReynolds on Facebook. You know, it's nice that you have a Facebook page. Thank you. Otherwise, how would we find you? So keep up on the Facebook page.
You have to look down on the river for me.
Yeah, look. Hey, Mike, you down there?
He's that guy that's in that little kayak. You know.
Well, hence why you're so chill. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Well, it's great. Well, how long have you been in the Verde Valley?
God. 23 years.
23 years. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being
hiding out down in the river.
Yeah, sure. Well, it suits you.
Yeah,
it does.
Definitely
suits you.
Yeah, thank
so
you.
Check Mike out at the Bob Dylan event that's happening at the Center for the Old Town Center for the Arts, May 19th.
Yeah.
I believe. There you go. So check that out. You can see Mike there. Check him out on his Facebook page, Mike McReynolds Facebook. Going to check him out that way. Do you post when you have a gig? Do you post on the Facebook page so that we can find you?
I will.
Okay. And otherwise, it's the Tucson Folk Festival?
Yeah, and then I do house concerts and stuff. So anybody that's ever interested in doing house concerts, I'm more than willing to show you how to do house concerts. And, I love doing stuff like that intimate settings like that,
Great.
you know. So
Very good, very good. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. Thank you all very much for watching the Verde Valley Experience. As always, you can check us out on verdevalleytv.com, on our Facebook page. Hey, we'd love it. And we'll see you again next time.
Thank you, Jen. You're wonderful. World's on fire, no one can save me but you. Strange what desires make foolish lovers do. I never dreamed I'd love somebody like you.
never dreamed I'd lose somebody like you. No, I wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. With you. What a wicked game to play. You made me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do. You made me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say. I never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do. You made me dream of you. Oh, I wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. With you. The world's on fire, no one can save me but you. Strange what desires make foolish lovers do. I never dreamed I'd love somebody like you. And I never dreamed I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I wanna fall in love. No, nobody loves no one. Thank you.